Alright, hello everyone. So I wanted to share a comment that was left for me on my video, basically saying I want people to take responsibility for themselves. I want people, poor people, to have access to healthy, nutritious food and to not waste their money on cigarettes and alcohol and all these other things that you could buy with, possibly buy with maybe EBT cash. And by the way, I don't know if EBT cash is countrywide. I don't know if that's just a Portland, Oregon thing or what the hell's going on with that, but I'm pretty sure it's an Oregon Trail thing at least. So, when people say, oh, it's wrong when you say you can buy beer with it, it's like, no, I'm pretty sure you can use EBT cash for anything. Like, it's non-discriminatory, especially if you put a bunch of other groceries on with it. It's like, I haven't seen EBT cash not go through for anything. And EBT cash is different than SNAP. But it's in the same vein of being welfare. So I don't appreciate it. Just some asshole just getting his fucking panties in the twist. Oh, although he told me I was getting my panties in a wad, so I'll read this to you. You need to stop drinking the Trump Kool-Aid instead of worrying about the woman with a full shopping cart or getting your panties in a twist because she buys her kids a frozen pizza. Not the issue. The issue literally was, don't fill your cart up to the brim with complete fucking garbage and then have the taxpayers pay for it. That was my thing. Not the mom who wants to buy her kids the frozen pizza. Because the mom who wants to buy her kids a frozen pizza because they're behaving is probably not going to be the one who buys 15 frozen pizzas to feed her kids because she doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know what a fresh vegetable is. That's what pisses me off. Not the mom who's struggling to get by and she's doing the best she can, and she just wants one pizza for her child. That's not what we're fucking talking about here. That's not, and this is a complete just straw man of everything I've said. And they go on to say, you should be worried about the corporate pigs that are getting huge tax breaks and not giving their employees a living wage. Parentheses, Walmart. Bitch, I work at Walmart. Like, I know what's going on at Walmart. The biggest problem at Walmart right now is the fact that they want to remodel all the stores and put in a ton of self-checks and get rid of the cashiers. That's their biggest problem right now. The other crap that's going on, they're giving their employees, especially employees who've been there for a long time, significant tax bonuses. Yeah. Because of the tax cuts that Trump just implemented. I don't know, it's kind of hard not to drink Trump's Kool-Aid, which I didn't know he had a Kool-Aid. It's kind of hard not to do that when you go, he promised a tax break, he gave a tax break, and now my paycheck's going to be more because of the tax break. And I'm going to be getting at least a $200 bonus, assuming that I've worked for Walmart long enough. That, and they're upping the amount of maternity and paternity leave that Walmart is allowing people to have, and they're raising the starting minimum wage for Walmart, which they did last year as well, right around the time I came on. They said that they would raise the wage to about $11 an hour, or at least in the area where I was, which is an expensive area, so it makes sense that they would have higher wages in more expensive living areas. So, I mean, this abuse of Walmart here makes no sense. Let me continue. The average taxpayer pays $36 a year into food stamps. Oh, really? Oh, pardon me that I don't want to pay $36 that I could have used when I was really, really fucking poor to pay down some of my debt, to pay down, to pay some of my bills when I was not employed and really, really fucking struggling. Instead of paying taxes, I would have liked to have that money in my bank account. Do you fucking get that? You're taking money from another poor person who just happens to have a family who's not poor and giving it to another poor person. You're just like, oh, you're too white, your family's too rich, you don't deserve your money. Let me take your money. And oh, you're willing to have a job? Let's take all the money that you're willing to work for, and let's give it to all these other people who are literally, I would qualify for that stuff. You know what I mean? I would qualify for it. I don't make enough money to live on my own. I technically qualify for SNAP and all that shit. If I wanted it. I don't want it. I don't want it in any way, shape, or form. And quite frankly, I don't need it, considering I do have people to rely on. Not everyone abuses the SNAP system. You can't punish people who are following the rules. Tell them what they can and cannot eat. Bitch, if I'm paying for it, we've already discussed. I pay $36 a fucking year into food stamps so that you can eat. Why would I not want some control over whether or not you're eating pure fucking garbage or not? Look, I don't want you to take my $36 and buy 36 $1 pizzas and call that good and think that that's a decent way to live your life. No, 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 no. And even more than that, to take that $36 month after month after month after month after month and abuse it. And not try to make yourself better, not try to get a different job, not try to live as if you have to actually work to survive for yourself. I can't even imagine the concept at this moment of taking welfare. You know? Like, I don't get it. It's like, why would you take welfare when you can just work? I don't understand. And then they say, some people are on special diets for various medical reasons, and this harvest box ideal will not work for them. Why not? They do the same fucking thing with WIC. If you have special dietary needs with WIC, you're allowed to get soy milk versus regular milk. You're allowed to get lactate versus regular milk. You're allowed to get beans over peanut butters if you're allergic to peanut butter. WIC allows you to buy fresh fruits and vegetables. WIC has a significant amount of control over it. I have a question for you. Have you ever had to rely on SNAP benefits? Try living on the minimum benefit amount for just 1 month and tell us what it was like. Oh baby, I've seen how much the minimums are. I could live off of that. I've lived off less than that. Trust me, it's called top ramen, honey. It's called top ramen. I know how much you give me $100 a month to live off of. I can spend that much money on food and survive perfectly. I'd go $25 a month, figure out, okay, buy myself beans, buy myself potatoes, buy myself onions, buy all the meats that I would need, and make one giant meal a week for $25. And that would feed me for a month. And that's being really fucking generous too. I could do it off of $50. Frankly, yeah. $50 a month. And the fact is really the first month would be the hardest, because I have to get the rice, I have to get the beans, I have to get this more quote-unquote expensive stuff, but it's all stock items, and once you have the stock items, you don't have to go out and keep buying stuff over and over again. You can go out, buy the meat, buy the protein, and come home, peel a couple potatoes, fry it all up together. I don't understand this whole mentality of, have you tried living on minimum benefit? I'm pretty sure I've lived off of far, far less than that. Yeah, I actually have. You mentioned people buying beer with SNAP. Just so you know, you can't buy alcohol, prepared foods, and non-food supplies like toilet paper with SNAP. And again, I think I mentioned this in my video. I think I was talking about EBT cash, which is an Oregon Trail thing. It's an Oregon thing. I'm talking about a misuse of welfare, though. It's a continuation of what I was talking about previously. And yes, I know exactly what people can and cannot buy with us with SNAP. I work as a cashier. When people come through and they're like, why the fuck isn't this giant bag of candy on my SNAP benefits? I don't fucking know, lady. It's not real food. That's all I can tell you. If you have seen people buying beer with SNAP, there's a problem with the store where it was purchased. The average food stamp recipients are working. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. I don't give a shit that the average one is working. Work harder. Why can't, if you're getting $100 a month, $100 a month for food stamps, alright? Why can't you work, like, literally 2 hours overtime to get that money? I mean, that's what I would do. If I was like, I'm $100 short, I would go to my manager and be like, can I have more hours? I need at least 2 to 3 more hours to cover, you know, what I need to cover. Or I need, you know, I think for me, making an extra $100 would probably mean taking on like an extra shift or something like that. So to me, it's one of those things. Like, if you're really that hard off that you can't afford your life and you can't afford to eat, work harder. I'm dating a man right now who, I don't know how many hours of work he actually works, but he has a full-time 40-hour a week job, and then he works 3 shifts at Walmart, and the reason why he's doing that is to pay off debt that his ex-wife left him. And he literally was at a point last winter, where he couldn't afford to buy food because his ex-wife had taken everything from him. And he didn't have SNAP and other welfare to rely on, nor did he want to take that type of shit. So the fact that some of these stamp food recipients are working doesn't make me feel any more sympathetic to them. What it makes me do is go, you are fucking drain on society. Not only are you capable of working, but you're also taking money from other people. That's insulting. That is really fucking insulting to somebody who works really hard. They work full time at minimum wage. So do I. And still need assistance. Yeah, that's called living together with a partner. Like, get a fucking roommate. I've seen for myself huge carts of food people buy with their SNAP benefits. They could be shopping for the month, taking advantage of a sale so they won't run out of food in the middle of the month. Oh, lady. Or tight ass, whatever the fuck you're, man or woman from 1967. You're twice the age I am. Yeah, look. I've seen people come through with massive carts of food with SNAP benefits. There's this one lady who came through my line, well, not my line, another cashier's line, a couple weeks ago. She had this massive cart of food, but guess what was in it? It was frozen fruits and veggies, fresh fruits and veggies, frozen meats, stuff that was actually really healthy and nutritious. And I sat there and I talked to her for a while, and she was like, yeah, all this food is for people living off of living in assisted living. And what assisted living is basically, you're too old, you're too decrepit, you're too special to be able to take care of yourself by yourself in your own living situation. Until you get to that point, I don't see the reason why taxpayers should try to help you. I don't have a problem with people in living assisted situations, or older women who, you know, come in and they do their shopping and they need it to buy their little foods and whatnot. I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is people literally filling their carts with complete and total garbage and not being able to make it last the month. And here's the thing. I did not grow up in a quote-unquote poor family. My dad was in the military. Like, we had plenty of money. My mom kind of raised me poor. Like, we were poor. She, you know, always shopped at Walmart, always shopped at the commissary to get the best deals. And the thing that I think, and this is why I think that it bothers me so fucking much to see people with garbage carts. Or, well, basically just garbage carts. But grocery carts filled with garbage. Because I would go shopping with my mom on her big, giant shopping trips. I would see her buy canned fruits and vegetables. I would see her buy fresh fruits and vegetables. I would see her buy a bunch of meat. I would see her buy potatoes and other... She was into, like, the Hamburger Helper and shit like that, which... But it was all, like, nutritious stuff and stuff that would last for a while and that, you know, you could make a lot of. I learned how to cook properly because of that woman. And so when I see people come through on government assistance and they're buying groceries in a way that is not actually going to last them the month, it makes me really sad. You know, like, my boyfriend just spent $300 on groceries for me so that I would have money, or not money, but groceries to make food for him and his son. Which, I love cooking food for them because otherwise they would starve. That would be bad. I don't want him to starve. But the fact is, he spent $300 to buy me groceries. He bought me beans and rice and olive oil and flour and sugar, all the basics that I would need. So now, you know, like, I'm living here, I don't have a problem paying for groceries. So now, when I go to the store to buy groceries, because I know I have beans and potatoes and all the things that I need to have, all I have to do is maybe buy meat. Although he bought me a ton of meat, so I'm going to have meat for the next, like, 3 weeks as well. That's how you shop to live for a month. You buy starches that stay in the cupboard, and cheap starches that you can make a lot of. Like, I'm getting criticized because I know how to shop better, I know how to take care of myself better, I know how to not waste money? Go fuck yourself. Unless you've lived it, you shouldn't make comments you know nothing about. Yeah, no, I live the opposite thing. I live the, shit, I don't have money to buy groceries. I live the shit, I don't have money to live on my own. Shit, I don't have money to afford my bills. Shit, I don't have money. Literally, you know, you went, shit, I don't have money, let me go to the government and get some money. No, jeez, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I, on the other hand, went, shit, I don't have any money, I can't go to the government, that's atrocious, that's disgusting, I can't do that, I need money, that's what I dealt with. You didn't fucking deal with that. Go fuck yourself. And then they finished it off, I worked in a supermarket for 8.5 years, so I've seen it all. Whatever, you're an asshole. I don't care what you've seen. I've seen my own things. I've seen people misuse Snap completely. I had a friend who literally did not need it, but signed up for it just to fucking waste some money. This is what? FYI, and they finish it off with this last thing. FYI, I have lived on Snap benefits after car accident, and it sucks. So this person is like, you're making comments about a thing that I used at one point when I actually was desperate and needed it. And I'm going to criticize everything that you've said, even though I'm straw-manning all of it. It's like, I want people who are going to run the system to take responsibility for themselves. Yeah, that makes me a terrible person. I think of the Harvest Box and getting people proper nutrition rather than having them eat complete garbage is a good idea. Apparently that makes me a horrible person. Apparently I'm a horrible person because I would prefer, you know, poor people to live in a situation that is actually, what's the word, sustainable. yeah, sustainable. Going out and buying frozen pizzas and just filling your cart up completely. And I think, like, this is the real big disconnect, is this guy is, like, trying to say, this tight-ass 1967 guy, who's clearly 2 times older than me, he's upset because he thinks I'm sane, or he's strawmanning me into saying that, I don't know, I think poor people should get punished for being on government assistance, and the truth is that I want best for poor people, and it's not compassionate to keep somebody in a situation where they're allowed to flounder because you allow them to not face the fire of what it means to have to survive. Look, I'm a stronger, healthier, happier person because I sat my ass down. I struggled and I suffered and I went through being unemployed and I didn't take government assistance, and I could have used it quite a bit. Trust me, I could have used that government assistance quite a bit. It would have been a massive relief to me, especially if I'd been able to get the EBT cash. Like, that would have been just massive, massive, massive amount of stress off of me. But that's the easy way out. That's taking the less responsibility. You always want to take more, and that's the thing that's going to pull people out of poverty, is this ability to take more and more and more responsibility. That's how you get better and better and better jobs. This asshole who is complaining about me because I think that the harvest box is a good idea because I want poor people to take responsibility for themselves and have proper nutrition, they're not the right type of person. They worked in a supermarket for 8 years. They clearly don't understand how to climb through a system. Like, the only reason you get disenfranchised with shit like that is because you're not a good employee. You're not a good employee who has made the effort to actually get the promotions so that you don't have to live like you're fucking poor. You know, this person complains, oh, I worked for a supermarket for 8 years. Doing what? Were you a cashier for 8 years? Because that fucking sucks. I was a cashier for maybe 4 months. Altogether. 3 months back when I was 19, and then another month or 2 here when I got the job at this current Walmart. And then guess what? I got a fucking promotion. It was awesome. And guess how I did that? It was my mentality of, I want to take responsibility. I want to take responsibility for myself. I want to take responsibility for other people. Let me be as useful as humanly possible. Let me not be a drain on people. I don't understand why more people don't have that mentality of, you know, not being a drain. Just not being a drain. I don't understand that. It's completely baffling to me that there's people out there who just think that it's the proper and decent thing to do to get onto Snap, and that that's just perfectly okay. And it's not perfectly okay. Snap and EBT and all that shit, all those government assistance things, that's supposed to be there for when you are in a desperate situation and you really, really, really need it. Like, you don't have any other choices. Like, you know, WIC. I think WIC's a great idea. If you're a single mother and you really have fucked up and shit, your kids still deserve to eat. I'm more than happy to give people WIC and government assistance when they have children, as long as they're taking care of those children properly. If they're being abusive, if they're being neglectful of their children, don't give them WIC. Go give them EBT. Take the kids away. Put the kids up for adoption. There's so many problems in our society, and to just be so tolerant that you just go, let's give poor people just indiscriminate money. Let's allow single mothers to just pop out kids and keep giving them government subsidies and shit like that. When you allow that, you destroy a generation who, instead of saying, let me take responsibility, they say, give me, I want more, until there's nothing left for society to offer them.